Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool here, back again with another Should You Pull video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about the new unit that is released, and that is going to be Peira. Now she is very similar to Cerise, who's also running, but I also have a comparison video between the two because there are some similarities and there are some differences, especially in where they are going to be good in. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can check out my video that I released a couple of days ago on that topic. But for now, we're just going to be talking about if this unit is worth pulling. So right off the bat, let's go off onto her skills, because some of you guys might not know what she does, maybe a lot of you guys actually, because she is a fresh unit, just got released a couple hours ago of this video. Now I know her skills have been out for a while, but in case you guys forgot or don't know exactly, we'll go over them one by one. So first we have her S3. So her S3 is going to be a non-attack skill, and basically what it does is it is going to give attack buff to everyone except herself, and then she will get stealth, a barrier, and a new buff called escort for 3 turns. Now the barrier strength will increase proportional to your level. That doesn't really matter too much because, you know, the cap is level 60 and it's always going to be the same essentially. And you'll see that escort works like an Aureus, where the target takes 30% of the damage suffered by all allies, and this is stronger than an Aureus effect, so it will override it. Now keep in mind this can be stolen as well by like a Rimuru if he counterattacks. So this is one of those buffs that can be stolen. But yeah, this buff is going to be pretty crazy. It's a new buff. Escort is new to the game, but it looks like she's a very supportive role. I think the barrier is going to be decent, and the fact that she has stealth as well makes her very hard to hit, and you're going to see that she is a very good opener. She has 128 base speed, which is one of the highest in the game, one below the highest actually, and you'll see that she is a very good support unit, and she'll be very strong in like cleave comps. You'll see that her S2 is going to be her opening skill actually, because you'll see it will grant you an extra turn. So usually you're going to open with this, and it is an AoE attack, and it will decrease buff duration by 1 turn, similar to Cerise's S3. It also restricts, similar to S3 of Cerise, and also put unbuffable. So unbuffable is really nice because, you know, you can stop Angel of Light's S2 from proccing, you can stop Conqueror Lilias' S3, and Peira's base speed is faster than both of those two. So she's going to pretty much be guaranteed to go before them and put up that unbuffable and pretty much counter them. And, you know, Angel of Light and Conqueror Lilias are running around in the meta, very, very annoying, and they're no real good answers. And now we have Peira, who is a not free to play, but RGB unit that is a good answer to them. And then you're going to see your S1 is going to be just an attack that has a stun chance. It's a single target attack. And when you have a barrier, which you get from your S3, you're going to have an increased chance, and you can soul burn it to make it 100% chance, barring the innate 15% and also effect resist. So basically this unit is going to be a really good initiating unit. She's kind of like Ran because, you know, they have the same base speed, but the thing is Peira is more supportive, while Ran is just like a damage dealer and an opener. So I think that Peira will be very good. The only thing is she doesn't have a CR pushback or CR push up for her team, so you're going to have to run her with another fast unit, right? You can't run her alone as an opener unless your entire team's super fast, because yeah, she doesn't have any CR manipulation. Now that being said, if you do pair with some heavy damage dealing units, you can probably do a lot of damage, because you're going to be stripping defense buffs. You're going to stop, you know, any other like buff effects happening, such as like Angel of Light's S2. You're going to also give them attack buff, and you can soak damage for your team if they are squishy. So I think she's going to be very, very good in a cleave team. You're probably going to see her a lot in arena offense, cleaving Angel of Lights and Conqueror Lilias. So most likely, you know, Angel of Lights and Conqueror Lilias will not be everywhere in every single team anymore. They're still going to be very good, don't get me wrong, but I think right now with the current meta, Smilegate decided to release an answer because you just see Angel of Light and Conqueror Lilias on every single high-end defense team because they're so OP and there's no real good answer. So Peira is kind of that answer, and she actually looks like a pretty decent cleave option as well, even if you're not against those two units, because you have attack buff, and you also have the strip with unbuffable, you know, and she has some control effects as well, so you could technically run her in a bruiser team or a control team, similar to Cerise, but I think Cerise is going to be better in those bruiser and control teams over Peira, but Peira is definitely going to be better in cleave. Now, another way you can combat her lack of CR push, you just give her 100% crit chance, which I recommend, and you just run her with Challenger Dominion, and Challenger Dominion gets pushed up when you crit with her on her S2, and then what Challenger Dominion can do is S3 to give everyone crit chance buff and push up her entire team, and then you have everyone with crit chance buff, CR pushed, and you're good to go. So that's what I recommend. I think Peira and Challenger Dominion are going to be very strong together. Challenger Dominion can also hold book. Just be careful about running into Bellions. So yeah, that's Peira. Do I think she's worth pulling for? So I think if you're an early game or even a mid game player, you can skip on this unit. She's not limited, even though she's new and she's super waifu from her design. You're not going to be able to use her for a while because she's a good cleaver, but she's somewhat niche in my opinion, because you're going to use her against Angel Light and Conqueror Lilias, and you're also going to need like Challenger Dominion to make it work in general cleave. But I think people are overhyping how OP she is, because I think I overhyped her as well, because she is a really good answer. Don't get me wrong, a real good answer to Angel of Light and Conqueror Lilias, which doesn't have any answers right now really. So that kind of makes her kind of OP, or what I thought to be OP. But in the grand scheme of things, she is going to be a strong PvP unit, a good opener, but I don't think she's going to be super broken. I think she's just a fast release unit that Smilegate brought out to fix the meta issues that they've been having, because the meta has been very, very bad lately. So if you're a mid-late game player that wants to get into PvP and wants answers to Conqueror Lilias and Angel Light Angelica, then yeah, I suggest pulling her. She's a very good cleave unit if you like cleaving. But if you're an early game player and you're still, you know, building your PvE teams, then I think you should skip on this unit, because she doesn't look that good in PvE, and she is not a limited unit, so you can always randomly pull her, and her banner will run again eventually. It's not like Cerise, which is a limited banner, which only runs once a year. Peira will most likely see at least twice, maybe even 3 times a year, unless she gets like the Alencia treatment, where she gets once a year. But usually regular banners will run multiple times every single year, as opposed to the limiteds. Now that being said, let's talk about her artifacts. We have Goblet of Oath. It is a new artifact, and it gives you flat effectiveness. And after you use a non-attack skill, it decreases your skill cooldown by 1 turn. Now this can only be used 3 times per battle, and it's capped. Now this seems pretty good on Peira, because you S2 and then you S3, and then the cooldown gets reduced on her S2 and her S3, right? But the thing is, I think this will only be good on her, because not a lot of thieves have non-attack skills. The only one I can think of is like ML Celine. I know there's a lot more. Is there a lot more? There's some more, but a lot of the times you're not going to be able to use this, only on Peira in my opinion. And even then, you can always just use her on like a Cursed Compass, because I don't think you're going to be getting multiple casts off on her S2 or S3 anyways, especially if you're running her into a cleave team. And if you just want the effectiveness, just use Cursed Compass. It's a, what's it called? It's a 3-star artifact that has pretty much the same effectiveness effect. You're just missing out the skill cooldown. Now that does sound really good in longer fights, but yeah, maybe in Guild Wars or World Arena, if you want to build her into some control teams, it'll be good. But I don't think this artifact's worth buying unless you really, really want it because of the artwork and you really want to use Peira. So I think saving your powder and skipping over that is fine. And if you do have powder and you didn't buy Cerise's artifact, I really recommend buying Guiding Light, because this is super broken on Ranger openers and really good on Landy in PvP. Yeah, that being said, I think for early game players, you're going to want to skip this unit. She's not going to really be used in PvE. She's not going to be, well, she is used in PvP, but it'll be super late game because you need good gear on her to work. Really good gear, actually. And also, for mid game and late game players, you can pull for if you want an answer to Conqueror Lilias and a Angel Light Angelica. I know I'm going to pull for because I need an answer because, you know, I'm struggling against those units. But if you're not at the point where you're getting into late game PvP, you can also skip her because she's not limited. And her artifact, yeah, I don't think it's anything that great. At first glance, it might seem OP, but keep in mind, you're not going to get multiple casts off most likely on Peira anyways. And maybe you do if you run her in Bruiser comps, but I don't think this artifact is anything too special. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my should you pull for Peira, guys. Hope this video helped you guys out. And as always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.